Okay, so first of all, I would like to welcome everybody here to this webinar. I'm so happy you guys are going to be here and finding out about our latest project. And we're really excited to introduce Vanessa Martin, who is the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Tether RE, which is an innovative safety platform built specifically for real estate professionals. And that's pretty important. Today, Southland Regional is proud to officially join the Tether Real Estate as a safety advocate, reflecting our ongoing commitment to supporting agent safety across every stage of the transaction. Through this partnership, SRAR has negotiated exclusive access for our members to Tether RE at special discounted rates. For our members, it will be $8 a month, and you will receive full access to Tether RE's robust suite of safety and productivity tools, including top-tier mileage tracker. And I know you guys use that and need it. With features that support both safety and tax-deductible business tracking, Tether RE isn't just protection. It's a smart investment that can actually pay for itself. Before Vanessa walks you through Tether RE's features and how to get started, I wanted to share a little background on why we knew this was a must-have for our members. Tether RE is a cutting-edge safety platform designed to protect real estate professionals at every stage of the transaction. This safety tool can be used before meetings with clients, in the field, and also on your personal time. Its layered approach to safety really impressed us, so we made it a priority to bring this resource to you. Tether RE also has an amazing set of productivity tools that we are really excited to offer you and discounted access. We're proud to be the first association to offer Tether RE as a paid member benefit, and we can't wait for you to see it in action. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Vanessa Martin. Vanessa, take it away, girl.
Awesome. That was quite the intro. I really appreciate it. Before we get started, I just want to recognize a few members of my team that are joining me. We have Brennan, who is our CRO and partner. We have Brian on the line, who's our COO. And you'll notice a speckling of some other individuals that are hiding. They are not on camera. That is our support and tech team. We like to invite all of our team onto these kickoffs so that if you guys have questions, all you have to do is type them in the Q&A section. So I would encourage you during this call to not hold back on any questions. Every question that we don't get to during this call will be given to us in a report with your contact information, and we'll follow up on those. So don't be afraid to ask any and every question you have. It's a great way to get a direct line to our support team. And that's absolutely, we want to make sure you guys are taken care of so you can walk through this with us today. Now, the other thing that I will say, if anyone on this call has already downloaded Tether RE from the App Store, I'm going to need you to reach out through that Q&A and let our support team know. If you sign up through the App Store before going through the registration process that I'm about to show you, you either paid too much or you're set up as a free buyer that does not have the functionality that you need in the app. So don't worry, it's not a huge deal, but it's something our tech team and our support team needs to know. So just type in the chat, hey, I already signed up. Can you help me straighten out my account? And they'll take care of that. So those are the few things I want to take care of before we start. Now, I want to dive in and show you guys what Tether RE is all about, what we do, and what we offer. And then I'm going to roll into a live onboarding with all of you. So don't worry about following any links or signing up just yet. I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step. And then once we get through that process, I'm going to give you a live tour through the app, the productivity features, and the web portal. So we're hoping to have a really comprehensive walk through everything you guys will need to know to make sure you're using this program to the best, everything that we have to offer, you're using it at full capacity. As was mentioned, your association has negotiated a special discounted rate. You will get a price that you cannot get normally for Tether RE. Your monthly subscription will only be $8 per month. So we're excited to offer this to you guys. And let's go ahead and get started. I see that someone has their hand raised. If you want to put whatever questions in the Q&A, we'll start answering those right away, you guys. I will be doing the talking and my team will be doing the answering. So you're not going to screw us up by typing questions. All right, let's get started. In the last 12 months alone, 600,000 agents have met with prospective buyers in homes alone. Of them, 333,000 reported fearing for their personal safety. And 60,000 agents reported being victims of a crime. Now, these stats come from the latest survey done by the National Association of Realtors, and we know these numbers are alarming. We want you to pay attention to this. This is something that we need to put more focus on in the real estate world. We want to make sure that you're protected when you need it most. Now, I like to jump into this next segment to show you just how staggering those numbers are, but maybe they're just the tip of the iceberg. The real estate profession, 45% of the crimes go unreported. So this could just be part of the problem. And this is not just a female issue. 30% of those surveyed were men. If you think about the fact that 70% of your industry is females, this is a very equalizing stat. Safety affects everyone. Now, knowing what we know, we've had headlines in the news about safety. There are influencers coming out all the time talking about uncomfortable situations they've been in, but still only 17% of the agents have taken a safety class. It's time for us to put personal protection in a place where we know everyone knows how to use it. Your cell phone. All right. So this is our way of making sure that all agents have access to safety and that you have protection in your hands at all times. All right. So let's talk about what Tether RE does and how we're different. So the foundation of our platform is our 24-hour safety monitoring service. This is a live dispatch center with nationwide access that allows you to get help to your precise location anytime you need it. It will contact the dispatch center in your local area to send emergency response and any type of emergency services that you need when you need it. We use 4 lines of defense to protect agents, all tied to this 24-hour monitoring service. The first line of defense is our buyer verification. So this ensures that your buyer or your client is who they say they are, and that they own properties that they say they do, and that they have a clear criminal background record. So all of these services are available through the Tether RE app so that you can pre-check the clients before you agree to go to the showing. Now, we do things a little bit different. We want to make sure that you understand when you are checking a phone number or an address with Tether RE, we do filter out information to ensure that this information that you're pulling is FCRA compliant. So we want to make sure that you don't have to think about what information is being pulled, and you know that the information is going to be related to safety. And this is something that we're very proud of. Now, inside Tether RE, your access, your $8 access is your monthly fee. If you are looking up individuals before going to showings, the cost for a reverse phone number lookup is 25 cents. And the cost for a reverse address is the same. And if you do a criminal background check, that's going to be $1. So we want to make sure that we talk about the differences. And when we do the live demo, I'll show you the type of information that's pulled with each of those searches. It's very robust. Our second line of defense is our SOS alert. This is our panic button. This ensures that no matter where you are, whether you're on personal time or working, at a showing, at an open house, you have the ability to get help when you need it and immediately to your precise location. So you'll notice here there's a countdown timer, and I'll demo this for you as well. You have 30 seconds to determine, okay, did I mean to press this SOS? Was it a false alarm? Did I get spooked? Is the crisis averted? We want to really ensure agents that we have a lot of protections in place to make sure there aren't false alarms. You have 30 seconds to say, okay, this is a true emergency, or no, actually, I'm fine. Every agent will set up a safety pin inside Tether RE, and if you press your safety pin into this system at any point when an alert goes off, it's just going to disarm that alarm. It's going to turn it off. Now, if you let that alarm run down those 30 seconds, you're going to get a text and a phone call from our 24-hour safety monitoring, checking in, making sure you're okay. There's another chance there to completely dismiss this alarm. Put your safety pin in or speak your safety pin on, to the operator on our 24-hour monitoring service, and this is going to dismiss this alert. However, if that timer counts all the way down those 30 seconds and you do not answer that text or that phone call, help is going to be dispatched to your precise location. So a lot of people will say to us, you know, how is this system different than a 911 call? This allows you to get help even if you can't ask for it. This will send help if you've lost consciousness or no longer have control of your phone if that safety pin is not entered at this system. The other really cool feature that's a more recent add is we have a long press. When this goes off, you're going to have the option, a big red button will pop up, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And if you press and hold that for 3 seconds at any point, you're going to get help dispatched to your precise location without a text and without a phone call. This can act as a duress pin, getting you help in a hostage situation or any situation where you don't want to speak to someone or give away your location. All right, our third line of defense is our proximity safety timers. These are our tether timers. This has the ability to track your location and the showings that you have set up in your showing features. When you pull up to that property, a timer automatically starts counting down. If you leave that property within your safety window, it's going to turn off automatically. But if you stay at that property too long, you're going to get that same text and phone call making sure that you're okay. So this is especially important if you're held in a home. You can use this whether you're doing showings or at open houses, and it is a very robust feature that still allows for those emergency SOS responses while you're there. Our fourth line of defense is our impact struggle alert. This detects any sudden movements, changes in your smartphone. So this is going to be triggered if there is a fall, a physical altercation, or even a car accident. This allows that same alert system to trigger to check in on you if there is an impact or a struggle. So very important if you're inside a home with someone and something happens, this is your fourth line of defense to ensure that you're protected. Now, if you think about all of these features together, I want you to think about the layered approach that this offers. This allows the agent to feel protected and to be protected, not just before they agree to meet with the person, but during the transaction, all the way home until you get home. Now, we can't talk about safety without talking about Beverly Carter. I usually say show of hands who is aware of Beverly Carter's story. I cannot see all of your hands today, so we'll just assume it's a mixed answer. Beverly Carter was tragically kidnapped and murdered during a showing, and her son Carl Carter started this foundation in her honor to bring awareness to real estate professional safety. Now, we're very honored to have Carl Carter on our advisory board. He's been a part of Tether's, I would say development. He's been so gracious to share his mother's story and talk about what happened to his mom to ensure that we have this layered approach of protection that could have protected her at all of the situations that she encountered during that showing. We know that Beverly was kept in that home for longer than she was supposed to be there. That proximity timer would have been alerted. Her safety contacts and emergency dispatch services would have been alerted, and she would have had help sent to her precise location. We know that she was tased in that home and she was thrown in the trunk of a car. Both of these situations with the phone and or herself going to the floor would have set off that impact alert, allowing us to send help to her precise location. Being able to track the precise location of a real estate agent during an active emergency is absolutely essential. Had she felt uneasy when it was supposed to be 2 people at that showing instead of 1, she could have pressed that SOS alert and either just talked to dispatch until she felt safe or alerted them right away, hey, this isn't the showing that I intended to be on, please send help. Carl Carter said to us, he believes that Tether RE could have saved his mother's life, and we take that very seriously. All right, let's talk about the other side of Tether RE. As mentioned in the intro, we are more than just safety. Safety is our platform. Safety is why we created this problem. But we understand that in order to make sure that you're using Tether RE every single day, we need to make it really user friendly. It needs to have a benefit to you. It needs to make business easier and smarter, possibly save you some money. So we added a really great tool of productivity features. You'll see here that's my face and my logo, but Tether RE is branded to you. I'll show you guys how you get into your web portal, and you can set this branding to be whatever you want your client to see. So when you send them an invitation to Tether, it's your app. This is a great value add and sets you apart. And agents are really fond of the ability to change this to their personal branding. You'll also notice here that you can use the platform in the app on your phone and also on the web through our web portal. Now, web portal has a couple of really cool, robust services that are only available on the web portal that I will show you that are going to keep your historical data. Lots of reporting can come from this. This is where you're going to export mileage and all sorts of fun stuff, which we'll talk about in a second. All right, our showing feature is a huge draw and a huge productivity tool when it comes to the actual everyday business. You're going to be able to add as many properties as you have in that showing, whether it's one house as an open house or a string of homes during a showing. You can set these up on your phone or on your computer in the web portal, and you're able to put these in by either MLS number or address. Once you have those homes in, you can organize them based on optimal routing. It helps you with tools like how many minutes between the routes. You can organize them based on the time you need to see them, whatever your preference is. You're going to see basic home data that populates. It's going to show you a few photos, a little bit of info about the home, and have a line of options down at the bottom that you see here where the client can favorite a home. They can visit your custom link, which I'll show you how you can put in your own link, whatever you may want, and you can add notes to this area. Your buyer is able to leave notes about each property that you can see. So this is a really great tool as an agent to go back and reference, okay, what did they love about this house? I'm going to show them more large open floor spaces because that's what they said they really enjoyed. So this is a great productivity tool. Once you're done setting up that showing, you just invite your buyer or buyers. It's going to send them a text message. The first time they use Tether RE, they'll be prompted to download a free version of the Buyers app in the App Store, and they're going to be off and running on the showing. They're going to get turn-by-turn navigation. They're going to have a breadcrumb to follow you if you choose, or go directly to the house. You decide how they get there. And as they pull up to the property, that basic home data is going to pull up. So this is like them having all those sheets right in their hands as they drive in their car. They're able to write the notes right there, and it's a super convenient tool and a great buyer experience. Now, let's get to the most important productivity tool, you guys. I can talk about how Tether RE is going to save lives all day long, but this is what gets agents excited. We have a best-in-class mileage tracking service inside Tether RE that is not even on this slide because it just launched. You are the first association to hear about and be able to play with the new mileage tracker, and it is outstanding. We understand there's app fatigue in your world. We want to make it so that you can use one platform for safety, for productivity, and honestly, being able to report your mileage, we know is a huge task. Doing it easy is part of the deal. So yes, for $8, you're getting Tether RE, the safety platform, you're getting all the productivity tools and the mileage and expense tracking. So we're really proud to offer this as one product. All right, so just like any other mileage tracking or expense tracking, you're able to do this on your phone or edit through the web portal, and you can export those forms through your web portal to your accountant at the end of the year. Super slick, super easy. We did the math, and you need to track about 16 miles per month. Well, you guys less because you're less than normal price. It's probably like 12 miles per month for you to pay for your Tether RE. So kind of a no-brainer. We're super excited to offer it all in one place. Okay, I like to finish with this slide. My partner Brennan says it perfectly when he says this slide is kind of ugly. But this slide is taken directly from that NAR survey. And this talks about, okay, of those who said that they fear for their personal safety, when did they fear for their personal safety? And I want you guys to take a look at this. Number one at the top of the list, open houses. If you look down during a showing, when meeting a client for the first time, in a public place and in my car, All of these things are during the active showing. This is after you've agreed to meet with someone, feeling unsafe when you are with someone in any type of place, public or otherwise, by themselves. You are asking for a safety solution that follows you into the field, and we're very proud to have provided this. We're really excited for you guys to get your hands on it and for you to see what it can do. All right. This is the important screen, everyone. I wish I could see you to make sure everyone's doing this correctly. This, I believe you all got an email today that also has this link, but if you just use your cell phone and scan this QR code, this is going to take you to your custom, oh, sorry, I should give it back, to your custom link. I'm going to give you guys just a few seconds to get to that page, and then I'm going to open up the slide deck that'll walk you through what you should see. We're going to go through it at a moderate pace. I won't go too fast, but don't feel bad if you get ahead or behind. It's very intuitive, and then we'll just meet me on the other side, and we'll do a demo with most of you having Tether RE in your hands. Now, before any of you think, I don't know if I want to use this, I don't know if I'm going to spend $8 a month, everybody gets a 14-day free trial, okay? There is no reason for you to not sign up right now. We need to make sure that you love the product. There is no worries here. I want everybody to try it, everyone to download it today. The only thing that you are going to be charged during that 14 days is if you do any reverse phone number lookups or criminal background checks. So, is it worth 25 cents? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, all right, I'm going to stop sharing. Lexi, if you're able, and you may have to, Brian may have to shoot it to you. Will you put the link in the chat and while I take this down, just in case anyone is late to this? I'm going to pull up the onboarding slides.
Great questions, everybody. There were some really good kind of technical questions, safety questions, overall questions. We love to see the engagement. Once you see the rest of this, I think you might have a few more comments, but we built this thing for agents. Agents designed this. We wanted it to be simple, and I think you're going to find it's real simple.
I think that was probably Michelle that just put it in the chat. You're the best. She's hiding, but I think it was her. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Brennan?
We can see it.
Brennan,
Yep.
I
Yes,
can't see
can
anybody
it.
else, so I have to ask my team. Okay, good. We can see the screen. All right. This is what you should see when you travel down the custom link. This is your choice. You have two choices. You get discounted access to either the monthly plan or the yearly plan. Whatever fits your budget and your plans best. Feel free to choose that. All right, next page. Once you choose your plan, you're going to put in your basic information. Okay, so please do remember the username and password that you set up on this screen. That's going to be your credentials for the web portal. And I'm going to show you guys what you can do in the web portal. And there's some things, like I said, that you can do in the web portal that you can't do in the app that you're going to want to do because they're pretty cool. So hey, be mindful. Like I tell my husband, use your password keeper. Yes, Brennan?
Just, you know what, just because we're at the beginning of this process, there's a question from Michelle.
Yes.
Or at least her hands up. I'm not sure the ability for Michelle to speak, but
No, she has to
okay.
put it in the chat.
Okay.
Or the
yeah.
Q&A. The Q&A, if
Throw
you
that
could,
in the
Michelle.
Q&A, Michelle. We'll get you taken care of.
So sorry. I know, I wish I could just be with all of you and then we could just answer questions on the fly. Okay, so once you put your information in, you're going to click next. And this is going to be a code that you'll get on your cell phone to verify your sign up. So just follow along, whatever code pops up. Excuse me. Take a drink. Next up is our terms and conditions. You can click on each one of these links to read through them individually. Once you accept, click accept and next. We also have all of these on our website. If you guys want to take more time to look through them, you absolutely can. Reach out to us if you have any questions. All right, this is the first of the questions that are pertinent to your safety features inside Tether RE. So we breezed over this really quickly. I talked about emergency contacts. Anytime an alarm is alerted through Tether RE, whether it be an SOS, struggle detection, or proximity alert, we are going to send a message through to your safety contacts and to our EMS system, our emergency 24-hour dispatch system. These contacts will get messages. They will know that an alert has gone off and they will be sent your precise location. So it's important that you put people in here that you want to get these alerts. You can just do one and you can do up to 3. So once you have one name listed, you can click next. You can continue to add up to 3 if you choose and click next. You can add and subtract these very easily from the app and the web portal anytime. So you can start with one now, play with it a little bit, try it out, and then you can add more later and change them. So don't feel locked into these. Safety pin. This is the most important part of the demonstration. This safety pin is what you're going to put into your platform anytime an alert pops up when you're actually safe. This would be a false alarm. Maybe you're testing the platform. Maybe a proximity timer goes off and you just need more time. This is what you will say to our 24-hour safety monitoring if they call you when you're safe. This is a very important number to note. This is also what you put in when you end a showing. We only want you ending a showing because that stops a lot of your safety features. So please use a pin that you can remember. And this is very important to note. You can change this pin anytime. I'll show you guys how to do it. You can also view it in the web portal. So use one you're used to. We all have those numbers that we use for everything. Okay, and then this is the payment page, but I want to point out to you, you do not have to put payment in today. You can get all the way through the registration process, have the ability to access, actually, I should go backwards. Brian, are they going to have to put one in because this is an $8?
Yes,
Okay.
because we're signing up for the discounted membership.
That's right.
Putting it
Sorry.
inside.
Sorry, guys. Ignore this part. Okay. You have to put a credit card in today. You're going to need to put a credit card in. This is going to pay your $8 subscription after your 14-day free trial. This is also going to be the credit card that you will be charged your 25 cents for reverse phone number and address lookups and your $1 for criminal background checks. All right. Next is going to be the do's and the don'ts. It is important to remain compliant with the Fair Credit Reporting Act and other protections that we have. The rules will pop up anytime you do a lookup, and the reminder of the charges for them will pop up as well. So please accept those and make note of those. Again, even during a free trial, if you do any reverse lookups, those will be charged to your credit card. Okay, did we do it? Did we get there? I'm assuming that most of you finished way before I did. Now is the time for us to download the Tether RE app from the App Store. So remember, after registration is the time when you're going to download it. So you can follow the link right on your phone. You can go to the whichever App Store or Google Play Store your phone uses, and you're going to download Tether RE. All right, I'm going to stop sharing while you guys do that. Brendan, do you want to peruse through the Q&A a little bit if there is anything, and I'll set up the demo.
Yeah, you bet. I think we're caught up on our answered questions. Lots of really good ones.
That's fantastic.
Lexi, oh yeah, good. Thanks, Lexi. Liz had asked if it works with Apple Watches. We're looking at it. Wearables are a whole thing with Apple. We know that there's some logic to that. So for sure, we're working on that.
Apple's very protective with their devices. We'll just say that.
I'm trying to see. Oh, hey, Vanessa, when you're showing the app, Benley, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, I hope I am, asked if we could just see a sample of what the reverse phone number lookup result looks like.
Yes.
So if you can make sure we hit that in the screen.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of the first things I show you guys.
Brian, you're being asked what your dog's name is.
My puppy was being a little naughty, so I had to give him some love. That's Miles, Miles Davis.
Miles. Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure
We got a jazz fan.
I'm pretty sure just like with children, if you pay attention to them when they're naughty, that's probably not the best idea, Brian.
Oh, hey, one other thing. Oh, Lexi's typing an answer to this, but it's a
Okay.
really good question we get a lot. Um, again, from Vandelay, is there a charge if somebody comes to the rescue? Who's going to be sent? So it's going to be your local authorities. And every municipality has their own rules. We've had some alarms set off and we've had authorities show up. Nobody's ever charged anybody anything. Really,
Correct.
what tends to happen is the authorities are like, finally, you guys are getting it and you're putting a safety device on your phone. Most of the time they're thrilled because the police have been telling us this for years. So now if it's a repeating thing, you
False
may get
alarms
a
repeating. Yeah.
stern question or warning, but we haven't had anybody charged. But again, you'll want to check with your local.
And that's a great question. We've only found one area in Florida that requires users of a product like this to register them. And they charge like $25, just like a set $25 to register a device like this. That's the only thing I've heard of so far. But yeah, like Brennan said, most people are just really, the officers usually will take a selfie with them, and we hear about their stories and they're just like, hey, we're so glad you're protected. Call us if you need us. The other thing important to know that when our 24-hour safety monitoring is getting a hold of you, that is us. That's not the 911 dispatch. That's not the authorities. So you can talk to them and just keep them on the phone and say, hey, I had a weird feeling. Can you just stay on the line with me? That's not tying up a 911 dispatch line. So that's another benefit of Tether RE. But those are great questions. Okay, I want to show you guys some basics of the app, and then I will show you some cool things in the web portal. And then we'll answer more questions, as many questions as you have. You'll notice here that I just have a generic Tether background, but if I had my own personal branding set up on the phone, it could be my face, it could be my dog Miles, it could be whatever I want to be forward facing to my clients. A few things on the home screen, you'll notice there's a button down here for mileage tracking that's green. That means that all of my settings are set correctly and my mileage tracking is turned on. I can turn it off, but who would want to do that, right? Okay, so mileage tracking is on. The other thing you'll notice is my safety permissions are green. That means all the settings of my phone are set up to track me properly. If that is red for any reason, you simply click on it and it will tell you what you need to do. The main offender is if you don't have your location settings allowing us to track at all times. But this prompt is so great. If it's red, click it and it'll walk you through every single thing you need to do, and it will take you right to where you need to go. It's super slick. All right. With that in mind, you'll notice the two main buttons right here on the screen are my client verify and my SOS alert. This client verification, as you were asking, will give you an example of what kind of information is going to pull up here. I can do a phone number, an address, or a criminal background check right here from my phone, instant. This means that I can be in my car, just finished with a lunch appointment. I can look up my next two clients and I can know before I get to the showing. So this is very quick and very easy. So I'm just going to show you a phone number lookup. I'm just going to use my own.
You sure you want to do that?
Yes, not the criminal background check though.
Yeah, I would stop short of that.
Just kidding. I want everyone to call me. It's fine. Okay. So here, excuse me, here is a reverse phone number lookup. So if you were doing this, you would pay 25 cents for this lookup. You're going to get basic information right on the front. It tells me information about my phone, and when I click on it, it's going to give me all sorts of information. You'll notice here at the top, it says deceased, no. Why is that important? Many fraud cases and impersonations come from people stealing deceased people's information. If that ever says yes, do not show them a house. They are not among the living. You're going to have birthday, you're going to have past, present addresses, you're going to have phone numbers, you're going to have relationships. All the people that I'm connected to are here. Oh, there we go. And you're going to have email records. So this is a really great tool for all sorts of contact information as well. The other thing we've heard agents using this for example, maybe someone called and said, I want to see a property, but their information didn't match. Excuse me, their phone number was somebody else's number. Well, maybe they're a 20-year-old kid and they're still on their mom's cell phone plan. If I click into those relationships, I'm going to find their name and it's going to show that that connection is there. So all of this information is really robust and really helpful when you're trying to determine if this person is who they say they are. Now, you'll notice here, I have the ability to just press this blue button and do a criminal background check instantly. So this will charge me $1 and I'm going to instantly look up a criminal background for this person. Now, why is it important that it's here on the phone number lookup? Because you have to have a birthday in order to look up a criminal record. So if you don't have the person's birthday, this is an easy first step to do, and then you can instantly look up the criminal record. This is what it looks like if someone doesn't have a criminal record. That's right. Squeaky clean, you guys. I am not a registered sex offender. I do not have any criminal crimes of any nature. Important to know, we do filter out non-safety data. So if I had speeding tickets or maybe parking tickets, they would be filtered from here because that is not pertinent to safety, but I don't, because I'm good at getting my way out of tickets. Okay. If you have any other questions about the lookups, please type those in the Q&A. Here in a second, when I go into the web portal, I'm going to show you how you can see everyone you've ever looked up in the web portal. So that's a great tool that's an added feature in the web portal. Okay, next button you'll notice on the screen is my SOS alert. Okay, if I press this button, you'll notice here that I have 30 seconds. It's not making any noise. It's vibrating in my hand to let me know if I had it in my purse or my pocket. I would know it's going off, but this allows me to get help silently if I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my safety pin in, and that's going to be completely dismissed. Now I'm going to do it again to show you one of the other features on this screen. Notice the red box that says press and hold for 3 seconds to immediately dispatch emergency services. That's your I need help and I need it now. I don't want to wait for a text. I don't want to wait for a call. Simply hold that button, which I'm not going to do because my system is live, and you're going to get help dispatched without the text or the phone call. So that is our duress ability to get help immediately if you know you're in danger or if you see something happening and you need help sent to that location. All right, now I'm going to go to the hamburger menu on the top left, the 3 lines at the top left. This is where I can open up all sorts of uses for the platform. Most importantly here, my profile settings. The picture at the top of the screen is what's going to show up on the map. That's going to follow your route around. So be mindful of that picture. Your buyer is going to see, your client is going to see that bobbling around on the map, and they're going to be following that icon. So that's great. Basic information is here. I can turn on or off my 24-hour monitoring. I can add or subtract safety contacts, and I can change my safety pin. Notice here, though, you can't see your safety pin. That's for safety reasons. We don't want someone taking your phone and knowing what your safety pin is. You can change it, you just can't see it. If you want to see it, you'll have to log into the portal, which is password protected. Make sense? Perfect. You can turn on or off your impact alert, and you can make it more sensitive or less sensitive. So I recommend everyone play with this, and I'm going to show you how it works. I recommend you play with it and make sure it's set to a setting that you're comfortable with. It's not going off too much, but also goes off if you're, shaking it around. You can also choose if you want to eliminate, like, I don't want to be tracked while I'm on a bicycle. Maybe I fall a lot. You can turn on and off different activities for that impact alert. Save your settings, and you're good to go. So this is your impact alert. I simply shook my phone as if I was in a struggle. That one's annoying, so I'm going to turn it off, but it's like that for a reason. That is a deterrent. If somebody wrestles you to the ground and that goes off, they're hopefully going to stop hurting you, right? Same system in place. Put your safety pin in to disarm it, or press and hold that emergency button to activate that immediate dispatch. Another thing that will happen when you set off your impact alert is it will say, hey, did you like that setting? Was it too easy to set off? Was it too hard? You have the ability to go in and adjust the sensitivity, but this is where I like it. So I like it very sensitive on my end. Now, another thing we haven't talked about is what happens if you give the wrong pin? Okay, whether it's intentional, or by accident. We treat incorrect pins as a duress. If you are telling our dispatch services or typing in to our techs the wrong number, we're going to assume that you're being held against your will or something is going on, and we're going to send help. So that's one more way to get help sent to you silently. All right, back into our hamburger menu. Everything is available right here in the phone. All of your showings are going to be accessible. A lot of our agents like to set them up on their computer and then access them here, but you can do everything right from the phone. I'm going to reactivate a past showing. Excuse me, guys. My kids got me sick. And I'm going to join this showing. We're going to take a peek at the information so that you guys can get an idea of what's going to show on these properties. You're going to have basic home information. You're going to have the ability to drag and drop them into a different configuration if you want to see one faster than the other. And you are able to see the notes that your client has set here. You'll also notice I just pressed the little calendar button at the top of one of the properties. This is where you can set your showing timer. You have the ability to put this timer, to have this timer be at whatever level that you want it to be. At that 120 minutes, it's going to alert. Now, our default, if you don't change that, is 45 minutes. If you're at a property for longer than 45 minutes, even if you don't set a timer, it's going to alert and it's going to ask you if you're okay. If you just put your safety pin in, it gives you 15 more minutes. You don't have to worry about turning it off. And then when you leave that property, it turns off automatically. Once you're ready to go, you are going to come to the top and make sure you have buyers that you want to show and then start the showing. So I purposely put in my neighbor's house here. So this is exactly what you will see when you get to a showing. This is going to be the information that your buyer sees. They're going to get basic information. They can write notes about the property, and they can see my custom link with which I have set as Tether RE. And I'll talk about how you're going to get to that eventually. Ready to navigate, just click on the property you want to go to. You can determine if you want to send the buyer to the property or have them follow or have them navigate to the home. You also have the ability to just click on yourself and say, hey, I want the buyer to follow me. I'm going to show them the cute coffee shop on the corner and the daycare their little girl is going to go to. So you have lots of options when it comes to functionality. Once you say, okay, we're going to navigate by car, you're going to get turn-by-turn navigation as well as your buyer will. So this is a great added value. We like to say this is our fifth line of defense because you're not going to be speeding through trying to catch your agent running through red lights. So this is a great way for everyone to get there safely. And you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, we still have all of our SOS features. So during that drive, not only will you have your impact struggle alert if there's an accident, but you also have the ability to press that SOS alert if you need anything.
Vanessa, we had a question, and since
Yes.
we're on this window, if you don't mind, Kathy asked, so since your client can track you during the showing, and obviously while you tether through the navigation, how do you disarm that feature?
Perfect. That's such a good timing to say that. So as soon as I end navigation, which I'm going to now, that ends all tracking on both sides. So the other part of this too, you can just send the client to the property and not have them track you. So there is the ability to never have that potential buyer or client track you at all if that makes you more comfortable. And that's why we have both ways. So great question. Something that I like to mention in passing, another safety feature that we have embedded into Tether RE is the ability for us, our emergency services, to track the buyer. If something goes wrong and they do attack you and they try to take your phone in an attempt to not be tracked, our emergency services can dispatch EMS and authorities to their location as well. So that is an added safety feature. If this criminal is smarter than average and tries to take your phone from you, we still have a way to find you if they have you. All right, when I end a showing, it's going to ask for my safety pin again for obvious reasons. Ending the showing ends a lot of safety features. So we want to make sure that it's you ending that showing. Okay, other things inside the platform. If you take a peek here, one of the things that we have that is in beta phase is our open house feature. This open house feature allows you to put in one open house and set the duration rather than a timer. You can say it's from 2 to 4. So we would love for all of you to play with that. Give us your feedback. That is in the beta testing phase. You're also more than welcome to do a single house showing. If you don't use the open house feature, it works just the same with the timers. Your mileage tracker. This one's new, guys. We're really excited about this. In our old version, we just tracked during showings. Now, if your mileage tracking is turned on, you're tracking anytime you drive. So, super slick platform. It will track all of the drives that are being tracked while your Tether RE app is open, and you simply categorize them by swiping right for business or left for personal. You're going to just put them in the categories that they belong. Let's say something wasn't right. Like, oops, I wanted it to end back here instead of at my home. I made a stop. I'm going to adjust the mileage. I had a hair appointment in the middle of that. Let me just edit this and take a couple miles out. You can do all of that inside the platform. You can add tags and notes, and you can save this information. So you'll see here on my mileage tracking, the miles that I've logged in Tether RE, my potential savings is around $688. This is something that I'm going to export to my accountant at the end of the year, and huge savings, absolute essential business tool, especially for what you guys do for a living. You are driving all the time. So whether you're setting up properties or putting out signs or doing showings, we're certain that this feature is going to be a huge value for everyone. Okay, last thing that I'll mention here, we have training guides right in the app. If you're like, hey, I can't really remember how she said to, edit the impact struggle detection. Click on our training guides. We have a ton of really quick, easy to follow YouTube tutorial videos. If you guys have questions, you can also reference this video, which will be saved on your landing page. Just let us know if you need anything. All right, I'm going to stop and switch to the web portal. It's the last thing I'll show you. Then we'll open it up to questions and get you on with your day.
As you're opening that up, Vanessa, and we're going to go through the web portal really quickly.
Yes.
So we have plenty of time for questions. I'm just looking at a couple of these questions to see what we can get. Brian, you're answering Denise's. Oh, hey, Vanessa, can you please repeat what you said? If someone takes our cell phone or they
Yes.
turn it off.
Absolutely. So there is a secondary tracking feature. When you tether with a buyer or potential buyer, we are capturing their location as well. And that gives us the ability to track that person. If they were, for example, in Beverly Carter's case, they came into the home, they took her, they did take her cell phone, so we could have tracked her phone, but they took her, let's say they left her purse and her phone at home and they took her to a secondary location, we can track that buyer's phone. So we have the ability to track both phones in an emergency. Now, the agent can't pull that information. This is not forward facing. This is just something that our emergency dispatch center can send to authorities. So just an added feature on the safety side if someone is to take you hostage or to destroy or turn off the location services in your phone. Great question. Okay, can you see my web portal, Brennan?
I can.
All right. Like Brennan mentioned, we're going to go through this super quickly. There are a couple features that you can do on the web portal that you cannot do on the app, and I'm going to show you those really quick because they're really cool. Okay, up here at the top right, there is a profile settings wheel. If you click on that and go to your profile settings, this is where the magic happens. Remember, this photo is going to be the one that's on the map and it follows you around. You'll notice a lot of my info and my safety settings are here. Check this out. I can see my PIN here. If you're like, I think I set it as 0901, but I can't remember, just log into your portal, review your number, test it out. We really encourage you guys to test out everything except for the 3-second hold, okay? Test out your SOS, test out your impact alert, shake and drop that phone. We want you to make sure you know how to use this safety tool and you're not panicked if it goes off, all right? It's there for you guys to use it and be comfortable with it. Impact alert can be turned on and off here, but here's the most important part. This is where you set your background photo. This is what your client is going to see when you send them the Tether app. So make sure to edit this and put your headshot, your branding, whatever you want to be forward facing in this screen. There's a cropping tool to make sure it's great. Yes.
We had a great question on that, Vanessa. Sorry to interrupt
Okay.
you. On what size it should be, and just so everybody knows, that answer is in the Q&A. But it is, and the sizing is, dependent obviously on the phone. They're very specific on it. We didn't make this up, I swear. It's 1292 by 2800 pixels. So that is in the Q&A. If you want the perfect photo to not be cropped at all or stretched or anything like that, it's that's the dimensions that you want your image to be. And we do have a cropping tool for you.
Pro tip, open your picture on your phone and take a screenshot. It's going to be the right size, okay? So pro tip, for those of us that are like 1200, what's a pixel? You don't even have to think about it. If you just open the photo on your phone, take a screenshot on your phone, and then download that photo, it'll be the right size for your frame. But remember where your buttons are. So don't be putting your face at the bottom of the screen or you're gonna have buttons underneath it. A great torso headshot works great, and then the buttons are right down at the bottom, super clean. So great question. You can change that anytime. The other thing I want to show you on this page, this is your custom link. Change this link to whatever you want. This can be your showing page. This could be your own personal website. This could be your social media page. Wherever you want to drive the most customer looks, the most potential buyer looks, put in here. That's what's going to show up at the bottom of the property data every time they pull up to a house. It's going to pop up that info and your custom link is going to be at the bottom. Okay. Make sure you change it or it's just going to say Tether. All right. Once you save those down at the bottom, they're good to go. All right, so that's the most important part as far as starting out. Now I'm going to show you the cool part. If you go to the client verify here on your web portal, it's going to pull up every single person you've ever looked up. You'll have reverse phone numbers, criminal background checks. Here I'm going to show you what a legit background check looks like if someone has records. Okay, this is what you're going to see if you look up someone that has criminal background. And this is going to always be available for you in your web portal, even after you've done the first check on your phone. So you can reference this. You can share this information with your office. If, for example, this person is hopping around trying to get, agents to meet them in properties, and you're like, wait, I looked that guy up. Please don't go. This guy has a ton of felonies. So it will show every record that this guy's had in county, in date, and what it is. So this is a really great reference to make sure that you are able to come back and look at this if you need it. All historical data on every phone number, address, and criminal background that you've ever looked up will be inside your Tether RE app under the Client Verify tab. All right. And
Pro tip,
yes.
don't sell this gentleman a house or try to.
Yeah, do not sell this gentleman a house. Exactly. If anyone has this many records, period, you don't even need to open them up. Just say no. Okay. All right. I actually know this person, which is really funny. And I shouldn't have done business with him, but I did. Wish I would have had Tether. Okay. Last but not least, I want to show you guys the mileage tracking history. Here again is where you're going to see every trip that you've taken. You have the ability to open these up and edit them. You can do your full year. You can go back in time to last year, calendar year, whatever you want to do for your reporting purposes. And then you'll notice up here at the top, the little blue export, that's where you're going to export it to your accountant. Same with all of your expenses. So this is just a really quick way to see this historical data and to send it off. You're going to be able to get to all of your profile settings here, just like we showed you before. And our training page is also tagged here. So if you want a quick way to go in and refresh, or you have a couple questions, this is a great way to get there. Now, of course, as you all are experiencing, my support and dev and tech team are the best in class. They are all answering your questions right now. The best way to get a question answered, if you guys have one, is to reach out to us. I'm going to have maybe our SRAR fam put this in the chat. Support@tetherre.com is the best way to get a hold of us. Okay. Our entire team sees those and we're able to get back to you as soon as possible. And we really do prioritize customer service. So please reach out to us if you have any questions. It can be tech, it can be usage, like best practices, whatever you guys need, just reach out. We'll get you the right resources. Yes, Brennan.
Yeah, just really quickly, we've answered 33 questions and several more live, which is awesome, but I want to hit a couple more. I know you've only got a couple minutes. Michael was asked, I don't think we showed in expenses, how to do expenses, not mileage tracker, but expenses. What I might suggest is, just in the interest of time, it's so intuitive. If you open up that in the hamburger menu, it'll be a no-brainer. It's like, it's plug and play. And if not, there's videos,
Yes,
Michael.
please
So
do.
yeah,
Yep,
they're really.
And I generally don't show the history of my expenses because I don't want you to see them. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to see
Come
them.
on, guys. I get to keep something private.
Yeah. So Stacy said, I want to watch the recording again before signing. Say, how do I cancel right now so I'm not charged the $8? You're on a 14-day free trial, Stacy. So
You're good, Stacy.
no harm, no foul. But yeah, so watch
And
the
you
recording. We're sure you're going to want to stay.
Yeah, and for anyone who has questions, reaching out to support at tetherre.com. You can cancel, change, do whatever. If you're like, oh, I love this so much, I want to upgrade to a year, just call us. You guys, we will help you with whatever you need. The other thing important to know, we don't reach out to anyone until they opt in to TetherRE. So you're not going to be blasted with emails just by being a part of this webinar. We will send you some really helpful information, a very small amount of helpful information when you sign up, and that's it. Yes, Brennan.
One other thing that's coming, by the way, we're building what we call a Tether safe community. So we're going to have a private Facebook group, and then we're going to do monthly calls. And this is not just going to be with SRAR. This will be the other associations and brokerages we've launched with. You're the first in California. We're super excited. But I think we've got maybe 7 or 8 scheduled, and probably another 15 or 20 coming in the next 6 months. So you'll be part of a community that collaborates, not just on safety, but probably a little bit on business too, with agents from across the country. So being part of the Tether Safe community is going to be a great bit of fun for all of us.
Yes. Okay. So this webinar is slotted until 4:15, 3:15 your time. I am going to log off. My partners, Brendan and Brian, are going to stay on for any additional questions. Just hammer them. Absolutely hammer them. But I just want to say, I really appreciate your time today. We'll get this video uploaded to your landing page to make sure that you can rewatch and follow the tips and tricks. And we just look forward to supporting you all. And any feedback you have, please share it with us. We really do take everything that our users say to heart, and we appreciate your feedback. So thank you so much. And
thanks,
we'll be in
Vanessa.
touch.
If anybody has any other questions, either raise your hand or actually just type them in the Q&A, and we'll get to them right away. We'll give you It's kind of fun though, having the whole team on live, because we can answer questions real time, which is kind of fun. As you can see, the video is going to be available. There's a link there. So you can go back and reference anything. And please, if you've got other folks within SRAR that weren't here, office mates or anybody out there, please let them know about the recording. We'll probably do more in the future, but listen, our goal is to keep everybody safe. We want everybody in SRAR safe. We want everybody in everybody in this country safe. This is something we need to do together. So please tell somebody about it, and we'll get them safe quickly as well. I tell you what, I think we've got her covered. Thanks for the nice words, Doug. Appreciate it. Oh, wait, here we go. Michael's got a question. Yeah, that's a good question on prepaying for background checks. The charge, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, Brian, just you say how the charge has happened, because you'll correct me, I'm sure.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for you guys or us if we were making the transaction for every 25 cents. And so we typically do that at the end of the month. So that way it's only one charge, and preferably with a monthly subscription charge as well. So it's only one charge, generally speaking. We are working on the ability to buy it in packs, almost like gift cards, and even have the ability to gift those to other people. Or if you have a brokerage or something and you want to pay for packs of searches for your people, you can do that as well. In the future, we are working on that capability. But right now, we don't charge a card every time you run it. We do that typically once a month.
Yeah, Gail, we'll get in touch with you. I think Lexi's still on the call. So Lexi, if you don't mind giving Gail a shout. Yeah, Michael, yes. I'll tell you, there isn't a presentation that goes by when we don't have people ask that question. It's a little, this will work for anybody. And we'll be jumping into, some just general consumer related applications, but this works for anybody.
It does. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because we are asked about it so often, everyone's like, can I get this for my kids in college or whatever. We are working right now on on like an add-on like consumer app where it's not, you don't have showings or anything like that, but you still have a lot of the same safety features, the 24/7 monitoring, proximity alerts and things like that. We are working on that and hopefully get that out pretty soon. But absolutely very powerful and certainly want to keep everyone safe, not just agents.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kitty, thank you so much for letting us hang out for an hour. And thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. We're going to have more communications, more things being rolled out, and we'll continue this conversation for a long time. But we sure enjoyed this, and we really appreciate everybody's time.
Well, we appreciate you, and I'm even looking forward to using this particular product. So I
Well,
want to
great.
thank you all for your time and your information, and we look forward to a long and happy relationship.
Thank you, Katie.
Wonderful. Thanks,
Okay.
Kitty.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.